The Detroit Red Wings are in a state of panic, and fans are not going to live this down. We spoke yesterday about the Red Wings and the Senators playing off in Motown in what was the most important game of the past 10 years, you can say, in Detroit Red Wings hockey. They blew it. They lost. And with that said, we now have an updated picture as to what the standings and the math has to say about the Detroit Red Wings. Let's take a look at this post made on the R Red Wings subreddit by Ramon. After the results against the Ottawa Senators, the Red Wings are no longer in control of their own destiny. We'll dive into this, the graph, what all these numbers mean, and more as this video goes on. But before we dive into all that, let's just look at the standings as they are presented to us today. The Detroit Red Wings have 84 points in 71 games. That is 1 point behind the Ottawa Senators in the same amount of games, and 2 points behind the Boston Bruins in the same amount of games. The Red Wings are also 1 point behind the New York Islanders, although the Wings have 1 game in hand. This has been an extraordinarily tight race, especially when you look at some of the other teams in the Atlantic and the Metro. Pittsburgh has 86 points, as do the Bruins. The Blue Jackets have 87 points. And then in the Atlantic, Montreal, with their 2 wins in a row, propelling them up to 88 points. That's a super strong position to be in. This, of course, is all acknowledging the fact that Buffalo and Tampa, Carolina, these teams are essentially locks. They're as close to locks as you can get when talking about Eastern Conference teams right now. But the East is not looking all too easy. So many teams could make the dance. So many teams could fall out. It's unfortunate because if the Red Wings were in the West, they would be a guaranteed team, essentially. But that is not the world that we live in today. And with yesterday's big loss at the hands of the Ottawa Senators, it puts the Red Wings in a very difficult spot. Now, with that said, we got this post made by Ramon R., who went out there and wrote about how even if the Detroit Red Wings win all their games, they still need other teams to lose in order to make the dance. Based on where the Wings stand currently, they need to win at least 7 out of the next 11 games to get to 98 points and have a big chance. 4 to 6 wins? There's a chance, but much lower. Buckle up, guys. Can we do it? The graph that is posted here is a really good one, and I wanted to just go out there and illustrate how it's presented. All the information over here. So, if the Detroit Red Wings win 11 out of their 11 remaining games, then they'll finish off the year with 106 points, 49 wins, 25 losses, and 8 overtime losses. Here are the chances of them making the wild card and the Atlantic Division spots. If the Wings get 106 points, they go 11 for 11, they have a 13% chance at number 1 in the Atlantic, they have a 49% chance at number 2, and a 37% chance at number 3. There is a 1% chance that they are the first wildcard, and a less than 1% chance that they are the second wildcard, or the 8th seed. There also is a less than 1% chance that the Red Wings actually miss the playoffs if they get 11 out of 11 and get 106 points. Now, you might be saying, wait a minute, that's like ridiculously low. How in the world could you say that a team that gets 106 points misses the dance? Well, math is math, and math is never going to be certain until things are absolutely certain. And with 11 games to go, you don't really have that much certainty at the moment, especially with the remaining games for all these other teams as well. The graph looks like this until you go over into the 8 out of 11 spot. If the Red Wings win 73% of their remaining points available to them, they could get to 100 points on the year. If they get up to that spot, there is a 40% chance that they make the third spot in the Atlantic and a 45% chance that they get the first wild card. There's a 13% chance they are the second wild card and a 1% chance that they miss the playoffs entirely. So essentially, if you want to get the best odds as to making the playoffs, obviously you win as many games as you can, but you want to aim for 7 or 8. Because the graph gets a little bit funky as you go down a little bit more. Take a look at this, the Red Wings, if they go 3 out of their next 11 to end off the season, if they only get 90 points on the year, they go 41, 33, and 8. There's no mathematical chance they can get first or second in the Atlantic, and there is a sub 1% chance that they make the third place spot or any of the wild cards. It is a greater than 99% chance that the Red Wings miss the playoffs. Then, as you go up into the middle of the graph over here, 6 out of 11 if they get to 96 points. That is a really tough and tight situation because you'd have a 36% chance of not making the playoffs, 42% chance of being second wildcard, and only an 18% chance at the first wildcard. Let's go back over to the post itself on the Reddit and read what this user says. Based on where they stand currently, they need to win at least 7 out of the next 11 to get to 98 points and have a big chance. At 4 to 6 wins, there is a chance, but it's much lower. Let's go out there and read what some of the Red Wings fans have to say about these numbers and destiny. Not the debater, but the destiny for the Red Wings. I still think the Wings can make the playoffs. Whether they deserve to is another question entirely. But it'll take a lot to go right in the final 11 games, and nothing has been going right for the Wings for a while now. I guess what hurts is that for the better part of the season, they had seemed to have been deserving of making the dance. Even Steve swung a trade to upgrade the D, believing this is the year. It sucks it went sideways so fast before Larkin and Kopp even went out. Now, you can say that Stevie Y, oh yeah, he believes that this is the year, so he swung a trade. If he really believed that this was the year, he would have swung a bigger trade for more than just Justin Falk, but I'll leave that conversation at the door. Suspicious Walrus says, let's be real. This team was not built for the playoffs. Even if they make it, they'll get lit up in 4 games against any hard forechecking team. 29th in the league in 5-on-5 scoring. They have no business being in the playoffs. You're right. They're a power play merchant team that certainly isn't built for the playoffs. But it doesn't look like they're built for the regular season either. Well, our power play is suddenly crap too. Terrible timing. Goodness, Red Wings fans are really feeling it, aren't they? Another reply says this is where the roller coaster truly begins, and they win when everyone gives up and lose when everyone regains hope. It's the same story with this team for years. Go, organizational depth. All these crap years and draft picks to have absolutely nothing in the cupboards to help. Just bodies. Young bodies, to be sure, but none of them difference makers. Cheap, controlled bodies to fill jerseys on the ice and do nothing to affect the game one way or the other. A bunch of kids that are either playing scared of mistakes or lacking NHL-level talent to do anything of consequence. Yeah, so, There is a number of conversations you can have here. Other folks are blaming Lucas Raymond as the reason why things are going bad. He does not play with any edge, and he has 5 goals in the last 19 games. I saw a big drop-off in his intensity, too. In the Olympics, he had it back. Then after returning, you rarely see it. I wonder if he's playing hurt or if something's up in the locker room. So, this is where we're at with Red Wings fans now, I guess, right? This remaining schedule for the Red Wings sees them potentially needing to win 7 in order to really give themselves a good chance at making the dance. If they win 7 of their remaining 11 games, they will have only an 8% chance of missing. And I kinda like those odds. So with all that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. The Red Wings, they control their destiny now. Where do you see that finishing up towards the end of the 25-26 season? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.